Driving lesson number 1, do not grip the steering wheel too tightly. Any slight jerk to the right or left can land you in the hospital, and ambulances are not cheap. Driving lesson number 2, do not trust any of the other cars on the road. They're all in their own little worlds, and they will choose to nearly kill you before they miss their next turn. Do not test them. Driving lesson number 3, the mirrors see a lot of things, but not everything, so check your blind spot before you make a rash decision. Driving lesson number 4, have patience with your father when he grabs onto the handle above his door because you're going 5 miles over the speed limits. He's putting his life into your incapable hands because he loves you, not because he trusts you behind the wheel. Driving lesson number 5, when your siblings are in the car, prepare for the most meticulous criticism of your driving that you will ever receive. Because for some reason, these 14-year-olds with no driver's licenses feel the need to brutally rip apart your driving as if their lives are not currently in your hands. Driving lesson number 6, always have music playing in the car. It's always been dangerous to be alone with your own thoughts, even when you weren't behind the wheel of a hunk of 1.4 tons of steel, so have some sort of melody playing to keep your mind busy. Driving lesson number 7, death wishes are for the lyrics on the radio, not for the cliffs beside the road. So when you feel your mind start to drift down that one-way street, loop back to driving lesson number 1. Do not grip the steering wheel too tightly. Any slight jerk to the right or left can land you in the hospital, and ambulances are not cheap. Driving lesson number 2, the other cars on the road are not trying to kill you. They are just trying not to miss their next turn. They're all in their own little worlds, and they just don't realize that they're destroying yours. Driving lesson number 3, the mirrors see a lot of things, but not everything. Just because you cannot recognize your reflection does not mean you are not there. Check your blind spot before you make a rash decision. Driving lesson number 4, if your father knew how fast you were going right now, he would be grabbing the handle like his life depended on it, like your life depended on it. He loves you, but he should not have trusted you behind the wheel. Driving lesson number 5, your siblings are not in the car, but they will be at your funeral. They said they wanted to be like you when they got older. Do not lead them to an early grave. Driving lesson number 6, if the music isn't loud enough, turn it up. You may have hearing loss by the time you're 25, but at least you'll make it to 25. Driving lesson number 7, one-way streets are impossible to turn around on, but they are not impossible to avoid. Just because the light is green does not mean you have to go. Wait for the oncoming traffic to pass so you can turn left towards a safer option. Wait for your GPS to finish rerouting, because no matter how many wrong turns you took, there's always a way back home. Wait until these lessons become second nature. Driving lesson number 8. In the state of Pennsylvania, you must be 16 and a half years old to get your driver's license. Survival lesson number 8, 16 and a half is far too young to die. I don't care what the rules of the road say, what the signs on the street say, what your own brain says. I don't care. It's too young.